What is up, guys? Arolf here, back again with another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Winter Soldier and Falcon 2-pack. So let's get into it. So we'll take a look around the packaging. Up top, nothing. On the side, Winter Soldier. On the other side, Falcon. Back, both pictures of the figure with a brief description, so pause if you want to read that. On the bottom, UPC. Scan if you want it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Doing some size comparisons, here is Winter Soldier and Falcon next to the Avengers from the Wakandan battle, the Titan battle, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and also the 10th anniversary figures. Okay, now so taking a look at these guys' accessories here, starting off with Falcon. He comes with his wings, the backpack, and also red wing right here, which is painted in red, which looks really nice. It just attaches on the back of the backpack here with the two pegs, just like so. Fits in snugly right there. It is a pretty long wingspan right here, moving it up vertically right here. You can see how tall it is compared to Falcon himself. Now for Winter Soldier, he comes with this weapon, which I'm guessing it's like a vibranium weapon because it kind of matches his arm here. Not accurate to the movie, but it does look cool. It's probably a reissue from the last figure, I believe, or not. But yeah, it just looks really cool, but it's not accurate to the movie. You can see some detail right there. It's a nice looking gun. But what is sort of accurate to the movie is that the second gun they gave us. This gun is actually kind of a reissue from the Punisher Legends, so it's the exact same gun, but this one looks closely to the movie that to the Avengers Infinity War movie that we see, which looks really nice. And just attaching it on there, this is what it looks like with the Falcon and Winter Soldier holding the weapons, and vice versa. And attaching Falcon's wings is pretty easy. There's two peg holes on the back, and just line it up with the backpack, and that's what it looks like with the Falcon wings on, which looks pretty cool. Okay, Winter Soldier, just stand up right there for a second. Now you can get some rotation out of this if you want to angle the wings in some way. So you just untap the first one, and you could bring this wing section down. Same thing with the other side. So this is what it looks. So this is what it looks like. So it looks like he's just about to like take off or just flap his wings right there, which looks really nice. Get some cool poses out of that. Or if you want, you can detach this and then peg it onto the top peg right here. So it looks like he's gliding. So this is what that looks like. Just finding the peg holes right here. It is kind of tricky, so. Yep, there you go. It doesn't really stand up that well, but when you're in a flying position, having the figure horizontally, it won't fall down when it's vertically. So you can see right there. See, it falls down, which is quite unfortunate. Also, instead of pegging it inward, you could also peg it outward like so. So you just attach the backpack again and just peg these outward. So yeah, instead of pegging it inward, you peg it outward like that. And that's what it looks like. You could also do that, but this wasn't the original way of doing it. It was the other way. So if you want, you can get some more dynamic looks to the wings, which is great. So taking a closer look at one of the figures, the Winter Soldier here, starting off with the head sculpt. Really like this. It has a good likeness to Sebastian Stan. It's the updated printing technology as well. You can see the 5 o'clock shadow is clean. There were promotional images that were released, like official images, which showed the 5 o'clock shadow being a little bit messy, but on the actual release of the figure, it is clean. There are some highlights on the hair here, which looks kind of weird, but doesn't bother me that much. Just looking around the suit here, pretty basic suit, but it's pretty accurate to the movie as well. And taking a look at this golden vibranium arm, it looks nice. The gold is bright as well, and the silver is clean. They're painted cleanly on there. You can see the hand here gets a little messy, but that's okay. Just pretty much a basic suit or a armor or padding. You can see right there the pants here, some details on the thigh. There's some straps on the boots, which aren't painted, but that's okay. Pretty glossy here and there. On the bottom, he does have peg holes. You can see Hasbro 2017, made in China. And yeah, now moving over to Falcon, pretty much the same figure. Some paint touches, retouches here and there. I didn't have the other Falcon figure, the Civil War one, which was previously released before this, but it's pretty much the same figure, but just looking at it, nothing new. Looking at the sculpting details, his arms are skinny as ever, which is quite unfortunate. You can see the hand here, it's painted cleanly. See the gauntlets here, looking at the chest, his backpack, removing red wing here, looking at the compartment, kind of a molded in a metallic plastic, gray plastic. In the bag you see both of the peg holes, some details right there. His butt, the pants here pretty nice, his shins. A little marbling on the shins here, but that's okay. And now at the bottom, you got the peg holes, 2016, made in China. Now for Winter Soldier's articulation, ball hinge head right here rotates all the way around. It can look up that far and down that much, which is great. He also has the tilty shifty head movement right there, which has some good range right there. Arms do rotate all the way around. They go out that far. See right there. And inward that much. The vibranium arm doesn't go inward that much, which is quite unfortunate and kind of bothers me just a little bit. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, showing the double jointed elbows on both of the arms here. Like so. And the wrist here. The wrists do rotate all the way around. They have a up and down motion right there, kind of the flick of the wrist motion, and this one has a rotation and bends out that far and down that much. And the torso here, it's on a hinge, so it bends forward that far, which is really great, but it looks kind of weird on certain angles. Back that much, which kind of looks weird on the side angle, but that's okay. Waist rotation, clickety clackety. Legs can kick forward that far so we can sit down. And back, not that much. Upper thigh swivel right there. Double jointed knees. Nice range right there. He has a boot rotation, and his feet right here, they bend down that far and up that much. And he also has the ankle pivot. And doing the ankle pivot test, easy. He's good to go. Okay, moving over to the failed, kind of failed ankle pivot version. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, head does rotate all the way around. Looks up that far, good for flying poses. And down, I'm sorry guys, I'm so tired. Down that much. And he had, whoa, I can't even speak. He has the tilty shifty head movement. Arms do rotate all the way around. They go out that far at a 90 degrees. Would have been nice if it went farther. Inward that much. He has a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows right here, which are loosey-goosey right there. And his wrist here, they're on a hinge and a rotation right there. So it rotates all the way around. They can bend up that far and down that much. Now moving over to the other hand here, same thing, rotation all the way around, bends up that far and down that much. Now moving over to the disappointing part of this figure, the torso. You can bend forward that far, which is not that great, and bend back a decent amount, so you could do some flying poses. Has a waist rotation. Legs can kick forward that far, so it can sit down on the legs here. They can't kick back that far. Waist or upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. His feet bend down that far, which looks kind of weird. Up that much, like so. which is great, and his feet can do the ankle pivot, and doing the ankle pivot test. This will take a while, so skip. He's good to go. So taking an even closer look at Winter Soldier, starting off by removing the head. It's the same head from the Civil War one. It's just updated with that digital printing technology. See the ball joint right there, or the ball hole. See the ears are sculpted. Yeah, he does have a short neck right there. Just moving around here, you can see the pegs here are black on one side, but they're supposed to be blue on the other, but it's still black. But that's okay. Looking at the torso here, rotating the waist. Looking at the legs here, nothing much. Bending the knee, looking at that. Rotating the thigh. See right there. Moving the leg around, see how that works. Same thing with the knee. Feet, showing you the range right there. The peg holes. And yeah, now moving over to Falcon right here with the wings on, removing the head, which is a little bit tougher. See the ball hole, the ball hinge itself. See the wings here, very nicely detailed. The red is painted on very cleanly. There's some scuffings here and there, but that's okay. Popping that off. See the detail right there. The range is very terrible, and it looks weird when you bend it in some certain ways. Rotating the bicep, bending the elbows, nothing wrong there. Fingers are slightly painted cleanly. Rotating the waist, see how that looks. His pants here, moving the legs, you can see the ball joint right there. The thigh swivel. The knees right here, you can see one of the joints is colored gray and the top is black, which is a nice attention to detail. Got some rocket boosters on the calves here, and peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So there you go. Yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell, turn on notifications because there are more videos coming. Kind of a sloppy throughout their review, but I tried my best. But since this is a reissue, what you're only paying for is that Winter Soldier figure. It does utilize or reutilize the same head sculpt from the Civil War Winter Soldier, but updated with the digital printing technology. The Falcon figure is pretty much the same figure with some missing and added details here and there. You might have to look up a comparison video for that, because I do not have the Civil War Falcon figure, unfortunately. But this 2-pack is fun. If you never had the Winter Soldier or Falcon figure, any of the variants, this is a great 2-pack to get for. And if you've been waiting for the Winter Soldier and Falcon, I think this is the time to get it. They're out at Target, I think only. So be on the lookout for that. The accessories here, kind of crappy that they gave us the this inaccurate silver and gold gun, but it is nice looking, but it's just not accurate. But yeah, you can see the Falcon there holding the 2 weapons here. One's from the Punisher, like I mentioned before, so that's why he has 2. But overall, this is a fun reissue, like, for these figures. Hope you guys like it. Arolf more. This is signing out. Peace.